On June 24, 2010, my older cousin Amanda was rushed to the hospital just 3 months before her due date. Amanda was on bed rest for 1 month at home and 1 month in the hospital. On July 16, 2010, Amanda had given birth to 2 beautiful miracles, Wheaton Sky and Kieran Rain, via C-section. The hospital had to proceed with the C-section at 29 weeks gestation because Wheaton was breached and her foot was coming out of the birth canal. Once released from the hospital, the girls had to follow up with several specialists to follow their growth and health. They also had to undergo a sweat test to check for cystic fibrosis, which they are only the carrier of the genes and not the actual condition. Wheaton Sky Irie was welcomed into the world at 1:37 p.m., 3 pounds, 3 ounces, and 17 inches long. Her PDA, patent ductus arteriosus, never closed like most do a few days after birth, and also had an ASD, atrial septal defect, causing her to live her first few months in the hospital. Wheaton was released September 16, 2010 on oxygen and an apnea monitor. She was then hospitalized again October 30th to November 2nd, 2010, February of 2011, and April of 2011, with the battles of respiratory problems. The only other time after that to be hospitalized was when she was diagnosed with severe kidney reflux that caused her to have fever so high it started putting her into shock. At 4 months old, she came off the apnea monitor, and at 6 months, she came off oxygen. Her April stay, which she was 9 months old, resulted in a flight from Health Park Hospital to Miami Children's Hospital for her PDA to be repaired. Her PDA was 7 millimeters wide, which at the time was larger than her aorta and was flooding her lungs and suffocating her. They were unable to do a stent via a catheter to her heart because none of the ones they tried worked. After 3 attempts, they sent her back to the recovery room where her left lung had collapsed. They were unable to go through her side, which is less invasive, to ligate, so they had to do a full open heart surgery through the sternum and ligate. She was intubated and sedated for a week to recover. At 2 years old, she was diagnosed with kidney reflux. At 3.5, she was cleared of the reflux. She is now 3 years and 8 months and weighing 42 pounds and 41 inches. Kieran Rain Irie was welcomed into the world at 1:38 p.m., weighing 3 pounds, 5 ounces, and 16 inches long. She was diagnosed with a milk protein allergy and reflux. August 8, 2010, at 1 a.m., Amanda had been informed that Kieran would need a blood transfusion. Kieran was having several heart rate drops, uncontrollable bowel movements, along with an enlarged abdomen and very pale skin. A CBC test and x-ray had been ordered. An hour later, the test came back negative for infection, but her blood test dropped from 25 to 20. The blood was started as soon as it was delivered for the transfusion and ran for 3 hours. Amanda was notified that everything had went well. Kieran was then released from the hospital on September 7, 2010. She had to be hospitalized again February of 2011 and April of 2011, and a few other times after she turned 2 with respiratory, which in turn diagnosed her with chronic asthma. She is now 3 years old and 8 months.
Name?
Kieran Irie.
How old are you, Kieran?
3.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A puppy.
A puppy?
Yeah, Cinderella's puppy.
Wow. Can you tell me about your house?
Yeah, it's purple and it has toilet sparkle on it and it has lots of buds and I'm gonna let it go there and I'm gonna take that right there in that man box.
Your name?
We just got Irie.
How old are you, Wheaton?
3.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Sophia the first.
Sophia the First? Can you tell me about your house?
It's with lots of colors and it's a pony house
It's a pony house?
with lots of colors.
What color is it?
With lots of colors.
Although these little girls have not had it easy from the beginning, they have pushed through everything by the power of love and prayers. Knowing all letters and sounds by the time they were 2 and can count numbers 1 through 15 and are able to skip to count by 2s. They know odds and evens as well as colors. They know complex words like ridiculous, marvelous, wonderful, and their meaning. They can also recognize their names and write the first letter of each of their names. Wheaton and Kieran still battle asthma as they do have a weak immune system still.